guys, it's Bobby, your big gay trucker with LGBTQ plus Truck Driver Network, and we are going to continue the series of letting you guys see and meet all of the board members and admin and moderators that we have on the group leading up to the Mid America Truck Show. This week we have Alyssa with us, and Alyssa is one of the newish, but she's been around a little bit longer, but people on the page. And so, yeah, here we go with Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa.
Hi.
So, yeah, we're just going to sit and chit chat for a little bit, interview her. She was on our trans awareness show that we had a while back with Trooper and Kira. And some. Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry I haven't been on less than 77 days before I get married. Yay. I can't see who you are, but congratulations.
Congrats.
Your life away having a ball and chain. Oh, wait. No, it's a wonderful thing. I've been with Ricky for 15 years, and getting married is fun, but it's not for everybody. So, yeah. But no, this week we're going to continue our series with getting to know everybody. That kind of makes everything work and puts up with my craziness every week and every day, and my phone calls of waking them up saying, "Hey, what size shirt do you wear?"
Wasn't expecting that. I mean, I was like, well, it happens.
So, Alyssa, tell us a little bit about you and where you're from and how you got into trucking.
Well, obviously, name's Alyssa, 26. From originally, obviously, born and raised Puyallup, Washington. Kind of moved around quite a bit. Not really in a specific spot. From West Coast to East Coast, back to West Coast, back to East Coast. It's it's ever changing. So, but I really have a specific reason on why I got into trucking. I just kind of, my dad did it when I was younger. When I was about like 5, 6 years old, he used to drive locally for a company out in it was Bellevue, Washington. And I feel like that's kind of like what imprinted those seeds of like wanting to be a trucker when I grew up. So like once I turned 21, I went to school and got my CDL and been doing it since. Not really a specific reason, to be honest. Every time somebody asked me, I was like, I don't know.
Trucking's fun, it has its days though where you just don't want to get up or do anything, but I think trucking is fun, and it's a good experience I think it's not for everyone, but it is a good experience for most of the people that do come into it. And you learn really fast whether you're going to be able to handle trucking or not. So,
well, and that was the biggest thing too, is like when I first went to get my CDL, they were like, hey, like over the road and stuff is a huge lifestyle change. And you don't really think about it. You're like, oh, yeah, maybe, like, yeah, you're gone and stuff like that, but it can't be that bad. And after 5 years now of doing it, like it really is, but we deal with a lot, whether it's traffic or other drivers, weather, like there's a lot of factors that go into stresses of a truck driver's everyday life. But I feel like the rewards, in the long run, and the things that you get to do and the places you do get to visit and see and deliver to, are just, I feel like it's worth it. You get paid to travel, like it's I don't know any other career that does that.
You can sit over there and look cool like you, like go super trucker with your glasses on. And...
Yeah, right. They look good, don't they?
No, but it is fun. I think it's rewarding, and I think if you take the time to get to know the industry a little bit, and so how did you end up on our page? Like, how did you end up being a part of the page?
Well, so I, it's so about a year and 3 months ago is when I started my transition. After a good year prior to that of really figuring myself out and understanding and realizing that I was transgender. And in that time, and once I had taken those steps and started to understand myself a little better and better, um, I just kind of was like looking for groups, really, places to be included, places that I didn't have to feel like I was like an odd one out, and because you think of trucking and I hate it, but it doesn't, trucking's not an overly inclusive industry, like
Right.
there's a lot of drivers and a lot of people that just have a old school mentality and just a very straight and narrow mentality, and that's obviously not everyone, but it's a very common thing. And so that's when I had stumbled across the group and the page, and I ended up joining because I was like, wow, this seems like a very welcoming group and community, and it seems like a very good place that I can feel like I belong, that I'm not
Right.
just singled out in a way, about by myself out here. So
And we're trying
it was
to change those things in the in trucking where companies are not as inclusive or we're trying with the group and reaching out, and we're trying to create a better community network with companies, and
of course.
to get them on board of moving forward in today's society, and catching up with all the drivers, representing all the drivers, and that's important. It's really important, you know, when creating the community and creating the group. Um, you're always just like, I don't know, you're always just trying to do something, and I was trying to create something where everybody felt like they belonged, and you can't always please everybody all the time. There's
No.
always people on the page or people within the group that get upset or get offended by something, and I feel that within our group we try really hard not to focus on all of the drama and negativity. So I don't feel much goes on. There is sometimes some people may get upset because of something or a comment, but it's usually not because of someone in the group. And so when I noticed you and so really when I first started noticing was because of your pictures. You love to take pictures on the road, and pictures of your trucks and pictures of just wherever you're at. So sharing the journey is always a fun part of trucking. You're
Yeah.
here today, and tomorrow you're 700 miles away from where you were. And so sharing that journey, um, how do you feel it? Like, what does photography do for you? Like, how did you end up starting your?
So it's kind of an interesting story. So I'm a video gamer. I do like, I do enjoy playing video games and stuff when I'm on the road, and when I'm home. It's always been a hobby of mine. But there was this game I used to play it was a racing game, and I had started to kind of dabble in photography on that game because it was they had like a photo mode and stuff that you could do, and you know didn't really understand much of photography and stuff. And then I joined a couple groups on Facebook, and really got taught and like learned different, like whether it's lighting angles, different aperture, like stuff like, just very like small, minute settings, but settings that help make an image pop. And I did that for quite a while, got really into it, um, and then I just started honestly applying what I learned in that, in the game and from the help from the group, and just started applying that to pictures in real life that I was taking, and really started to see how often and how much people truly actually enjoyed the pictures and stuff. And I still have a lot to learn, and I'm by far not the greatest photographer out there, but the fact that people got to see stuff that I made, you know, and that I took and worked hard on, and like for people to enjoy that, that's really what kept me going and got me more in love with photography, and really honestly got me more into it, you know, because I love making people happy. And if a picture of a semi truck in front of Mount Shasta in California is enjoyable for people and makes somebody like, wow, you know, that's an amazing picture, or brightens someone's day, I want to keep doing it. You know, I want to keep
I think it
adding
makes
to that.
a lot of conversation on the page when you're sharing places that you're at across the country, and like I love seeing people, and it's the one thing that I do from the behind the scenes. For people, that this is one thing that I preach to everybody all the time. Come on, I want you to share your life. I want you to share pictures, show where you're at, show cool places you end up interacting with, truck stops that you stop at, and it's just because we want to bring that, because everybody runs different lanes and everybody runs different areas. Some people may not run out west, and some people may run, but they may not run New York. A lot of people don't run New York, and they see me in New York City all the time. So it's like, you know, when you're sharing those things, you're sharing areas that some drivers don't even get to go to. So a lot of people don't, yeah, and especially in New York City, a lot of people don't want to go there and don't want to drive it in a truck, let
Yeah.
alone an NRI Super that's huge. So yeah.
I've been there. I've been there quite a few times, and I don't mind it. It's not something I want to like go and do every day, but I don't mind it.
So what do you think has been your most challenging thing about being a driver?
Uh I think that actually kind of like stumped me a little bit. I mean, like outside of like normal driver, you know, issues with trucking, I would say the most difficult thing for me about being a driver is, I mean, honestly, I'd have to say being like transgender on the road. To be fair, I mean, it adds a level of difficulty to your job, and not necessarily to the job itself, like the driving aspect or the working of the aspect, but your everyday, like it seems, interactions and overall just experiences at places.
Mhm.
Because I mean, you do get treated different. You do get misgendered. People do comment, you know, say things. You know, it's
So
so
what does that do when someone does that? You know, to me, when someone does something like that, I literally said, and I consider the source and I consider the ignorance. Um, I let things go. But then again, of course, people are not misgendering me. But when they do certain things that I feel is not appropriate, I always just consider the source, and I try to spin it into something positive and go on about my day. However, I know that's hard at times. It is hard. But if
yeah,
someone is misgendering you and not even identifying as, you know, you obviously do not look like a boy or a guy or a man. So like, you know, I don't understand, you know, I don't understand. But anyway, the point of it, and even when it comes to voice, I don't really feel that you have a manly voice or anything like that. So it's just I feel it's people's ignorance sometimes, and
yeah.
they
Well,
point out.
and in most cases, it doesn't. I mean, it really doesn't bother me. You know, there's some days, like if I'm having kind of like a down day, or I'm having like a bad day, um, there's sometimes that um, you know, it does get to me, and it does damper my day, I should say, more. And I'm trying to work on that and get past that, because like you said, I mean, you look at the source and where it's coming from, and and I don't feel like, honestly, a lot of the people that do like misgender me or anything are doing it in an ill intent. I don't think that. I think that's just something that they say, and they don't really like think too hard on it, like, and so most of the time it's whatever, I just go about my day. But there, like I said, there is moments where it is kind of hard,
with all of the things, that happens, and I know, for me, everyone has bad days. Everyone has those days, and then everybody has. I have my partner with me on the road, but at the same time, I don't, because we're opposite shifts. We only see each other for half hour, 45 minutes to an hour, and then he goes to bed, I go to bed, whatever. We split the shifts up, and so we're always moving. We're always going somewhere. So a lot of people, you spend a lot of time in your truck by yourself, and some people are okay with that, but I feel that sometimes the loneliness and being alone a lot can, I guess, where a lot of the mental health issues and people taking their own in their truck and comes in. And how do you deal with that? Is it your video games that helps you out, or what is it that helps you kind of deal with
for
being alone?
me, part of me doesn't really get bothered too much about being alone, because I am more of like a antisocial person at times, and kind of secluded to myself. I've always been that way in my whole life. But on the days that it does, because I mean, it's inevitable. You're always going to have a couple days to where, it's very taxing. I mean, it is. I mean, you could be the most antisocial person and still, I mean, it still gets to you, and I mean, I could be wrong on that, but for me, it is a mix of, my video games that I play, and photography is a big one. It's a very big outlet for me, because I like to create. I like to create, and I love to enjoy other, people's creations. Obviously, hence, like video games, stuff like that. And then I spent a lot of time talking with my partner. He really helps out with keeping me occupied and keeping my mind occupied, when we just chat about, anything and everything. But I mean, it's a mix of all three of those, really. Just kind of something to distract yourself, keep yourself busy. I mean,
you have a partner, and you guys you all don't see each other very much on the road. So therefore, how hard and strenuous is it to maintain a relationship at times with not seeing your partner?
that's hard. I mean, it's hard. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
I know phone
there's
calls helps. Phone calls helps
yeah.
and keeping communication open. But I imagine it'd be very hard to.
It is. It is. It's been about a year now, since we've seen each other. And it's hard. I miss him. He misses me. We don't get to do the things that, like most couples do. We don't get to hold each other's hands. I don't get to kiss, anything like that. Like you just normal relationship things and the things that you get to do physically and emotionally with a partner. And it is hard. Again, it's always, it's a roller coaster. Because some days will be easier than others. And it's strained, him and I at times, but we've worked through it. We've managed to work through it and be stronger together, in my opinion.
That's just a part of
And
being in a relationship, though, honestly. I mean, if you
it
are
is.
in each other's hair every day, aggravating each other, so it's the same, and you have to work through it. So I don't feel like it'd be apart for a year. that would bother me a lot. And and honestly, if I'm really talking about, like, I would probably have trust issues. There's all these different things that would run through my mind. I'm just it, and that's just me, my own personal thing,
Yeah.
But like you, I would, and just because it's natural to do so. It's natural
Yeah.
to think through things. You don't see each other, you're not in each other's life every. I mean, you are in each other's life every day, but you're not physically seeing each other. So, but we're going to change that a little bit because I actually brought Alyssa over here, and she's going to be working on this side of the country. So hopefully they're able to see each other a little bit more and be able to be more active in each other's lives. So, we're going to see how that works. But no longer on the West Coast.
No. got out of there. Like, yeah, that was been back and forth 3 times now. This is the 3rd time coming back. Go West Coast to East, East to West, West back to East. Like, it's
Okay.
But no, no, and that's the plan.
She's going to move to Bowling Green, girl.
Yes.
Have everybody at Bowling Green.
Yeah.
John's
He's like, all right, I'm building a terminal out here. That's it. He's like, you guys.
He needs to. I mean, he needs to. He's got multiple jobs in there.
It would be a good idea. I mean, it really would. Now, if they could just, fix the truck, that would be the next step.
And that's what we're waiting on. So today's show, you guys, is only going to be about an hour. So we got about another 10 minutes or so. We're going to do just a little bit over a half hour, 45 minutes, something around there. So today's show won't be as long as normal, but just wanted to chit chat with her a little bit. So, like, the page itself, how has the page helped you or reflect on your life? Like, has it helped you at all?
It's helped me a lot. I mean, really, it has. Being able to see everybody's lives and see what interests people, or asking for opinions, or posting articles. I mean, it's a sense of community. It's a sense of belonging, in my opinion, that it has brought me, where I feel like I can be a part of something and I can actually contribute to providing, whether that's information or pictures or whatever it be. And I feel like the group has given everybody a chance to be able to express themselves and be who they are. And it's the most important thing for me, and the biggest thing for me when I came out as trans and was driving truck, was just wanting to be a part of a community. I wanted to feel like I was valued, and that I had a safe place to voice concerns or share something funny, or whatever it was, and not be judged and not be ridiculed, or whatever. And that's what the page has given me, is community, and a safe place to be myself.
Right. So I know I'm going to ask a hard question. So a hard question is basically, with everything going on in the transgender community and all the laws being put into place and all of this craziness about drag queens, other things going on, what is your view or opinion on that right now going on?
I hate it. I mean, I hate it. It's physically nauseating for me, and it makes me very anxious to see that these laws and these bills and everything are getting passed without even any thought or recognition of the trans community, or drag queens, or anything anti community, as far as like I said, the bills and laws go. It's I feel like it's it's like a the words I'm looking for. I feel like it's like a legal like genocide, it seems, because they're pushing all of these anti everything to prevent healthcare, to prevent, you know, shows from being performed, for like any involvement of any community members or events to be, you know, to be, I can't think of the word. It's a lot. I mean, it just, I I'm disgusted. I mean, I'm struggling to I'm struggling to understand where it is that these lawmakers and politicians get off from legitimately choking and constricting basic rights for
Right.
people and basic necessities for people. I mean, to be told that you don't have, you know, this much freedom with healthcare just because you're transgender, or, you know, you can't change your birth marker, you can't change your gender, you can't change your name, you know, because that's what, I mean, whatever they feel it is, like whatever they seem to think in their minds is, I I honestly, I can't tell you, because I'm not in their
No, I
mindset.
get it.
But it's
No,
just,
I don't get
it's
it.
a
I don't know where their
lot.
minds are at. I really don't. I don't know where their minds are at. I don't know what they're thinking. Like part of me thinks that as we progress as a society, I feel that they're pushing these laws because they're seeing the changes and they're seeing the progress as society moves on. They don't want to change with society, so they're trying to implement laws before they go out of office, and they're trying to change things before the new wave of people come in. And that's really what I feel is happening.
No, and I agree with you. And like it's all these like older politicians that have been in the seat of power for years
Without
and
term limits.
years.
Right.
Yeah,
Without
exactly.
term
And
limits. And
they they have this just ungodly, like, biased, disgusting mindset that like this is just the worst thing in the world. This is like, citizens need to be like, the public needs to be like X, Y, and Z, you know, to
right.
be happy. And it's not
It's
like that.
control. It is. It's
And
control and
it's
trying to make people be the norm, so to speak. You know what I mean? And that's
they just want everybody to conform to a societal vision of like a single, like, societal vision of like, you're this and you're this and that's that, like, and
right.
that's not how it is nowadays. You have so many people who are who they are, and they, you know, I don't like to say societal norms. Like, I don't think that, I feel like that's just a term that was just doctored up, you know, to just justify disgusting behavior and to just justify
Mhm.
like bigotry. But um, I just,
But it's true. I still feel it's there. I think some people, I hate the word normal because
exactly.
what is normal? Like, what is normal? I think everybody should be normal. It doesn't matter. It doesn't, if I'm not sleeping with you, then I don't care what's between your legs. If I'm not sleeping with you, if I'm not paying bills, it's none of my business. I don't care what you could be identifying as a purple alien. I do not care. Like, it does not matter to me. Like, and it shouldn't. It shouldn't matter to me because I don't pay your bills. It should not matter to me what you do in your own privacy of your home or how you identify. Like, none of that. Like, it should not matter to me.
My biggest thing is like, why it, and I've never understood this. It's like, why are politicians like have to be so involved in I mean, they're making decisions based on nothing that they don't have any idea the struggles of trans people. They don't have any idea of the struggles of non-binary people, gay people, you know, the community
Right.
as a whole. They don't. they go to sleep, they wake up, they go to work as a politician and as a leader or in a position of power or a seat or whatever, and they just write rules, they argue about, like all these things, and it's like they don't understand any of it. They don't have any insight. They don't have any clue of what it is, especially, like healthcare and everything like that, what it does for people, how it helps them, how it just makes them feel like themselves. I mean, and it's, it's important. It's the biggest thing that, I mean, it's a necessity. And the
Right.
fact that all of these rights and all of these, all this healthcare and everything is getting stripped away from
Well, I really don't
everybody, and
understand.
just,
I understand some of the things, and
I
I
could be blind to it, because I'm,
no, I understand that too. I try to see both sides of everything, and I do kind of understand. I do understand when it comes to drag, and I do understand sometimes that there is more adult shows. I completely get that. But those adult shows usually happen at venues that are you have to be 18 years old or older. So there's not children. There's that misconception there with all of that. People are getting confused and thinking that they literally act like that moms are taking their kids to gay bars, and that's not exactly what's happening. There is certain types of shows that does happen, and it's in an 18 or older setting, and you have to be ID to get in the door and that type of stuff. And there is shows, but it's no different. I mean, you don't have to be 18 or older when you go to the truck shows and you see a girl in a G-string thong and a bikini standing beside trucks with the calendar girls and stuff like that. So to me, there's a lot of stuff that is like old saying, it's like tit for tat type stuff, and it's
yeah.
the nitty little stuff, and what's okay for one area and sector is not okay for, and it should be an equal leveling field across the board. um, you know um, in society we have such sex sells. People can get mad and say that it's just sex does, and we have the pinup girls and all these different things, and there is women that get objectified in ways that they basically look like sex objects, and um, and that happens, and you can say that it doesn't, but it does happen. But some men are okay with that, and I get that too. It's just, but I don't understand exactly why. It's the whole what's good for the goose is good for the gander, and everything should be leveled. And I just don't understand why right now we're nitpicking on drag culture, drag society, the queens, and then we're associating. It's really weird because we're associating drag queens as being the lawmakers in some of this. There's like a blurred line. Like they're taking and acting like a drag queen is the same as a person who's transgender, which is something totally different. There is drag queens that are gender, but the art of drag is exactly that. It is an art. It's like painting a picture, and you're putting it all together the way you want it. But drag is something that the person takes the wig off, the person takes the costumes off, even if they are trans. And they're a trans queen, they take these things off after the show. That's it. They're not walking down the street like a spectacle, and they're acting like it is. Do you know what I mean? Like they're
Yeah.
blurring that line, thinking that you're walking down the street in stiletto heels and thigh boots with a G-string on, and that's not the case. That's not the case at all.
They're in their mind, they're trying to put a justification to banning these shows and banning the art form altogether, and they seem to think that if they spit out this misinformation and these lies, that they'll be able to justify why they're doing it, and everybody will agree. They'll be like, oh, that's great, like I totally didn't even know that. when
yet
I
at the same
guarantee.
time, that's the same people that's going to complain about, oh, well, that's fake news. That's not true. Oh my God, that's not true. It's fake. The fake news stuff
It's
really drives me crazy because it's the same people that would cry about this is going to cry that, oh no, that's not true. That's just fake news. You watch too much. You believe too much.
well, and it's never appeasing people. You can never please everybody, and it's a constant, again, it's constant up and down, because like you said, 1 minute it's like, yeah, this is, yeah, let's ban this, let's ban these shows, let's, because I didn't know that, and then the next it's, like you had mentioned, the next it's they don't believe anything. Like, it doesn't. It's a
Well, I mean,
constant,
I think
ever changing.
what I've found through my own experience, my years of getting older, is literally I just realized a long time ago that people are very afraid of things that they can't fit in a neat little box. If it's something that that doesn't fit their lifestyle or how they live their life, um, and they don't understand it, if they can't wrap their head around it, it's a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree.
If,
I agree. It's yeah.
I mean, it's the same as interracial marriage for a very, very long time. Interracial marriage was a big no, a very taboo thing. No, we don't do that, and you know what I'm saying. And it has taken years for these things and to be socially accepted. And I feel that there still is some parts that even racial marriage is not socially accepted. Unfortunately, there still is that. I don't feel that way at all. I personally, the way I feel about this is the same way I feel about pretty much everything. That as long as if you stay in your own lane, as all the truckers like to say, stay in your lane and mind your own business, you'll be fine. You'll be very happy in
yeah.
life and have very less stress. Why are you so worried about what someone else is doing?
I've never understood that. I've never understood the need to be in everybody's business and then turn around and like snoop or put your nose in their business and then be like, well, that's not okay, or I don't agree with that. It's like, why do you need to know in the first place? Are you living
Right.
my life? Are you going through my struggles, my experiences? You're not. Go
Right.
away. Go away. Like,
So,
yeah.
we're going to move on to another subject really fast before we get off of here. So, lastly but not least, we're going to talk a little bit about we have the truck show coming up, and Alyssa should be there. We're going to have Tabitha there, and Katie K will be there. Derek will be there. Jean Ann will be there. Vivian should be there. Me and Ricky will be there. You're going to have James and James Cave Sermon will be there. So pretty much Ashley will be there. Mom should be there for one day. So you're pretty much going to have the whole entire crew there. And then Philip Ken should be there. I believe Shannon and Dee are coming. Missy Rickman is trying to come, and a couple other people. I mean, it's just going to be a fun event for everybody. And now, have you ever been to a truck show? Is this going to be like your first time, or?
Yeah. Yeah, it's new for me. Definitely my first time at a truck show, let alone being involved in a truck show, with like an organization and a community and stuff like that.
Right.
So I'm definitely excited. I'm gonna make sure I'm there, because I wouldn't miss this. This was definitely something that I've been planning on trying to get out to for a while, and it has worked out that I'm out here now. So, uh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely gonna go. But yeah, it's my first one. It'll be my first one.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be a fun time. And it's always fun getting together. We always try to get together and we support LGBTQ community businesses, and we try to eat at the local mom and pop shops. And so when we go, it's just a lot of fun. I'm excited to see the Trucker G and his wife, and Tyler Barker and his wife. She's actually the sweetest person ever. There's so many people that you meet at the shows, and it's just really good fun. That's what it is. And Desiree will be there, I believe, and Jessica, just all the really wonderful people that I've interviewed, a lot of them, and Ann Bailey, and it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to be there. So you get to meet a lot of people, get a lot of free stuff that you really don't need, but you just take it anyway because it's free. So you stack up on your ink pens, stack up on sunglasses, and all kinds of free
Hey,
stuff.
I can never have too many pens or sunglasses. These sunglasses have probably lasted me the longest. They're usually gone by now. So I'm okay with that. And pens, I lose pens all the time because, semis like to eat stuff for whatever reason.
There's always kind of giveaway stuff, and it's just fun. It's just a lot of fun to go and enjoy. But well, I guess, you guys just keep in mind that you can help. We still are about $700 shy from our goal, and there is a PayPal link and stuff on the page, and other ways that if you want to donate or do anything to help. We are right around $700 short from the show. And so that basically is what we're down to now is our insurance waivers, like $250, a couple other things, but it equals a little over $700. So that's what we're trying to do right now. So you can always message the page, any of that type of stuff if you want to do. We do accept Zelle and PayPal, and then we also have a fundraiser group that you can donate to through PayPal as well. So, and then we have Cash App and a couple other ways, because nowadays there's so many different ways to donate money and help out other organizations. So before we go, is there anything you'd like to say to everybody as a little message before we leave?
Yeah, just keep being yourselves. Love yourselves. Be patient and gentle with yourselves. Don't let anybody take who you are away from you, because each and every one of you are very important and very valued and very loved. And just keep rocking it. Just keep living your life and be happy, because at the end of the day, no matter what people say, what people do, you are who you are, and you're going to live your life, and that's important. So
right. And the most thing I want to add to that is basically I want to be able to look back on my life and say that I lived it instead of just not. So
exactly.
I don't really, I open my mouth all the time and all kinds of stuff comes out. But I will tell you, like, I enjoy it. I enjoy what we do. I enjoy the page. I enjoy all the people and it's like a gift to me. It really is. Amount of people that we touch their lives and are in their life every week. It's pretty amazing that we're able to be a part of something. And even if they cannot be out or open, that's understandable. But they always know that there is a place that they can reach out to, and they can message us privately, and we talk about things. And just providing that community and support and being able to do that and watch the group grow is amazing. So I look forward to 5 years from now, seeing where we're at, what we're doing, what's going on. And but it takes a really good crew, and the crew that I have right now, we may not see eye to eye all the time, because I don't want to see eye to eye, and we don't all have to agree. But together we make a really awesome team. So that's where Alyssa comes in. But she was one of the team members. So thank you all so much for joining us. And everybody have a good day. So I was waiting to get into the garage to get her front end alignment done. So much fun.
They told me, I don't know, they told me it might be a tire issue. I'm hoping it's a tire issue. It might be quicker than alignment. So I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. As long as they cut your size.
Yeah. Well, we'll know. I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. Well, thank you all so much, and everyone have a good day.
All right. Bye.
Bye.